So I'm going to copy the dog. I'm going to copy him, and I'm going to paste him, and now I've got two dogs. Okay, I can also take this dog and I can go to another document and paste him into another document. I've already copied him, so let's go to another document that I've got set up. Let's go to, I've got another document right here. Let's go. There we go. I've got this picture of a surfboard here. A guy, a surfer guy, and what I'm actually going to do is we're going to paste the dog into the surfer guy. I've got these anchors on the left here. I'm going to take him, the dog, and I'm going to scale him down. Now, I can take the dog and I can scale him. I can make him short. I can make him tall. I can even flip him around this way. And if I hold down the shift key, I keep it proportional. All right, so we're going to keep the dog, and we're going to keep the dog right there. Now, I wonder, would it look better if he was facing the other way? Do you think it would look a little more natural? No, you know what? I think it looks better the other way. I'm going to undo that. Or I'll flip him back around the other way. All right, and I can, if I hold down my cursor just outside of this little box, I can tilt him in a little bit more. He's leaning into the curve. He's really carving here. All right, so now the dog is into this picture. I've shrunk him down, but you have to hit enter in order to activate this transformation. Okay, so I can hit enter, and then excuse me, the transformation is complete. Now, what I'm going to do now is we've got a problem here. Actually, what I'm going to introduce you to the layers now. What I've done is that you may have seen in Flash how Flash, you have to create layers in order to have different things animate. What we're going to do here, I'm going to make those things a little bit bigger. I've got layers here. One layer, we're going to call this dog, and we're going to call this layer wave. I can hide that layer. This is a picture of an eyeball right here. I can hide that layer and he disappears, but he's still there. You just can't see him right now. Or I've got this layer right here, and I can hide him and just see a picture of the dog too. If I wanted to, if I were to paste another dog in here, because I think I still have him in the clipboard, but actually I'm just going to make sure. I'm just going to make sure he's copied, and I'm going to paste another one into my document. If I were to paste him into here, he would be in here, but it would automatically generate a new layer. All right. This is different than Flash, where you have to make your own layers. Photoshop does it for you. All right, so actually we're just going to trash that guy for now. Now we do have a problem here. The dog, he's here, but this guy is still here. Wouldn't it be great to get rid of that guy in the background? We can actually. You'd think, like, it'd be nice to have this magic erasing tool. I'm going to move that over there for now. But it's not actually a erasing tool. It's called the rubber stamp tool. It's this tool right down here. It actually looks like a rubber stamp, or it's called the clone stamps. And what you can do is you can take data from one part and put it somewhere else. I'm going to hide the dog for a second. And if I've got this guy here, if I were to hold down the Alt key, you get these crosshairs things happen. If I were to hold down the Alt key and I were to click, okay, now I'm going to lift up the Alt key, and now I'm going to click somewhere else. What Photoshop is doing is I am taking data from one spot, from over here, and I'm putting it over here. Okay, so I'm going to say that one more time. I'm going to hold down the Alt key, and I'm going to take data from here, and I'm going to click, and then I'm going to lift up the Alt key now, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it over here. Okay, Now I'm going to undo, Control Z, Control Z. This can be done the same in order to give the illusion that you're making something disappear. I can take data from over here and I can put it here. And so, alright, so we're actually getting rid of the guy's face. Alright, it's not perfect. And a lot of times you can tell if something's been manipulated, but not if I didn't tell you in the first place. If I would have showed you that, you probably wouldn't have guessed it in the first place. We're gonna show the dog again, and we have a little more work to do ahead of us. So let's see. I'm gonna hold down the Alt key, and I'm gonna take data from there, and I'm gonna erase the guy's hand. I'm gonna take this guy. I'm gonna erase his arm. I'm not erasing. I'm just making the illusion. I'm taking data from somewhere. I'm gonna take some data from here. Or sorry, take some data from here. Maybe that would look good. And just gonna. Now you can kind of see something that's going on here. I'm taking data and I'm moving it over. I'm taking data, I'm moving it over. I'm taking data, I'm moving it over. There's a repeating pattern that happens. You got to watch out for that. You got to distort it so there's no repeating pattern. But for the purpose of this, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Now we got the guy's head. The guy's foot and his foot over here that has to get rid of. Let's see, how much do we have to get rid of? We have to get rid of a little bit. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take it from here and put it over there. And I'm just giving the illusion that I am taking his foot away. And now, see, what I'm doing here is I've got the dog layer and I've got the wave layer. I've selected the wave layer and I'm working on that wave layer. If you've got this layer selected and you're trying to erase the wave, it's not going to work because I've got the dog layer selected. You need to have the wave layer selected if you're going to work with that layer. Now the nice thing about that is that if I'm cloning and I'm taking from here and I am not touching the dog, I am working on the surfer dude here, but I'm not touching the dog at all. Now I can hide the dog and see the guy better, but I don't really need to. So here, now I want to take some data from over here and I'm just going to get rid of that. Alright. Beauty. So now if we zoom back, let's go to View and Fit on Screen. Control 0 is the short key. So what we've got is we've got a dog on the surfboard. Now it doesn't completely look realistic because, really the dog is there's this wave part that would probably want to be on top of the dog. What you might actually want to try doing, and I'm just going to try this and see if it might work. And I might have to erase more guy. If I were to take that dog, and I got to select on the dog layer, if I were to erase him, and then get rid of my selection by going to select. Now it kind of looks like the dog is on the surfboard, and part of him is kind of tucked away from the underneath the wave almost. He's kind of coming out of the wave. This is because all I did was I chopped off the dog's behind, because that's where I think would have happened had the dog actually been on the surfboard. Okay, so this is just your basic rundown. What we can do, we can take objects and we can put them into an alternate background, just to give the illusion of something that could happen that would never normally happen. And that's the beauty of Photoshop. You can take the impossible and make it possible. So with that said, that's the end of the first lesson. We'll pick up some more options in the next. Thank you.